It's such a new experience involving all the senses as the ego structure dies. I feel I still need some kind of foundation to hold on to at times. It feels like I'm winning and losing at the same time. Can you share the symptoms of the death of the ego?
Absolutely. Number one is here's the body, here's the brain. It feels kind of like a whole vortex opening up, but yet asking a lot of whom am I? And then the second part is feeling somewhat ungrounded. And as you're feeling ungrounded, you feel as though and you seem as though you're floating around at times, only because there's nothing concrete as you're going through the processes. There's nothing concrete to grasp onto, and you're not allowing for the mental level or the egoic structure to grasp onto anything. So it's kind of fun because sometimes it's like tunnel vision, and other times it's total expansion. And I see expansion, expression, but also reception. And then as you're asking yourself, who am I? All sorts of interesting, I'll call it data and information, but also sequences of events start playing out and playing out. And then from there, it's kind of interesting. Like dear ones start showing up. They want to support you, give you something, or share, or whatever. And it's kind of interesting because it's happening basically out of the ethers, but all the way in the physical. And then, secondly, everything that we've deemed to be solidified starts breaking up. And then with relationship levels, the relationship levels start changing and changing and changing to a point where, it doesn't really, you don't really feel that overwhelmingly passionate, kind of like tunnel vision, confined connection with others that you've been traveling with for eons and eons. But let's all honor that that's only temporary. It's that you've reached a different octave in frequency and vibratory level that you're anchoring in, you're letting everything around you go through such beautiful, beautiful shifts. So, as a matrix goes, whether it be family, friends, camaraderies, work, what you're going to feel like is that all of that is going that way. Okay. And then beyond just going that way, what happens is it starts recirculating, but yet, oddly enough, you start becoming more and more vibrant, more larger, and your clarity becomes so much more clear. But yet, it's interesting how the dear ones come back from a whole new octave of consciousness, and from a whole new octave, it starts coming this way, that way, that way. And then it's like you start feeling as though you're long lost friends, but not from a codependent and emotionally relying on one another, so forth and so forth. More of a interesting camaraderie ship to where the life streams are crossing. And as they're crossing, it's coming together, merging together, completely starting to spiral together to where now we're not so intertwined, but we are crossing live streams and being able to celebrate each other. Big giant pats in the back for how far we've come. But then our beautiful dear ones, they go about their own journey. They go about this, they go about that. But yet we're not so much right there, emotionally speaking, in the epicenter. But yet, how we're emanating so vibrantly that communion, camaraderie, it grows and grows and grows. It's kind of like my best of camaraderie that I talk to sometimes once a week, sometimes once a month, sometimes every other month, but it's as if no time went by when we connect. And it's fun because you get to flow with it, grow with it, emanate and permeate with it to come together, come together, come together. So when you're together, it's very meaningful. There's not all the trivial stuff, playing out and all the overwhelm, all that I got to be this way, that way, or the other way. But yet you're emanating such a beautiful and priceless presence that comes together, flows together, complements together to where the heart connection is so much stronger. The heart communion is so much more unanimously amplified. But then the relationship has such a beautiful life of its own, and that goes for all the other relationships as well. And you start to see them as a life of its own, but yet not preoccupied. But then you're actually being presented, okay, they're calling, great, even before you look at the phone, or you're feeling them the night before, or they're starting to present, and then we finally touch base the next afternoon, or whatever it may be, because that's them crossing your life stream again, and your live stream crossing their live stream to where it becomes more of a party celebration rather than any highs and lows.